Okay. Okay. From the director of the Avengers. Okay. So, thought I'd share something with you guys. This is pretty short. Maybe I shouldn't. Well, no. What the body means to me. Renee, my wife, died last Thursday at between 8:30 and 9 a.m. The time isn't important. A nurse's aide from the hospital had just arrived at our home. She and I were sitting next to the bed where Renee's audible and labored breathing did not seem to be eased by the addition of oxygen. In the last week, her lungs had begun to fill with fluid, and she was slowly drowning. I took Renee's hand in mine and said, "Honey, this is Nance from the hospital. She's come to bathe you and help change your clothes." Renee's hand was cold as snow. Her large dark eyes shot back and forth between the aide and me. Her chin was tilted up towards the ceiling. She had the look of someone trying to keep her head above water. I said to the aide, her hands are always cold, but now they're freezing. I took both of Renee's hands in mine and tried to warm them as the aide reached into the bag she had brought with her, pulled out a blood pressure cuff, and slipped it over Renee's arm. 60/27, she said, and a moment later grabbed her cell phone. She began speaking with her supervisor at the hospital. I pulled Renee into my arms and held her against me in a sitting position, hoping she would find it easier to breathe. I rubbed her shoulders, back, and neck and pulled one of our blankets around the two of us. "Honey, sweetheart, it's all right. I've got you. Stay here, honey." Renee took a sudden, startled breath, and her eyes narrowed, squinting at some distant point. "Sweetheart, I love you. It's going to be all right. Honey, please." Her next breath came after a pause which seemed to last forever. Quickly and violently she tried to inhale, but there was no sound of rushing air, and my arms felt no enlargement of her frame. Her arms were limp at her sides. I yelled to the aide, "She's not breathing." "Call 911, the aide said back. I lay Renee down on her pillows and put my mouth against hers and blew as hard as I could. The resistance of Renee's body to having air forced into it was absolute. I hugged her against me and called her name, but I could not hold her in. The 911 paramedics were there almost immediately. They took her to the ambulance and worked on her for a while in front of the house. A policeman stood in the kitchen with me, keeping me from going out there. Then they drove her to the hospital. A week earlier, when Renee was having trouble breathing, we had gone to the emergency room at this same hospital and sat for 3 hours in the waiting room without being helped. Finally, Renee, in real pain from sitting that long, said to me she couldn't wait anymore. They had to go home. We went home without assistance. Now that she was dead, they took her right into the emergency room, gave us an area to ourselves, and asked what they could do for us. I held Renee's delicate white hand for almost 3 hours. As the rest of her grew cold, I was able to keep her hand warm for that time. Oh. That is the first chapter from the Book of Renee by my dad, Red Martin. Oh, man. Okay, and that's what the body means to me. All right, everyone. Thank you for sharing the evening with me. I'm going to be working on the Angel video tomorrow. Oh, and thank you for the donation, Bree. I appreciate it. Cheers. Oh. Whew. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I should be on tomorrow. And, yeah, I don't know how you follow that one. So, I'll just say good night. That's it. Have a good evening.